This is SportsCenter with Elle Duncan and Kevin Nagandi.
Good Monday evening. We reflect on the legacy of Hall of Famer and icon Bill Russell. We are joined, Kevin, by his friend of close to 60 years, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who not only reflects on his impact, but also his one blind spot when it comes to sports. It's
Cannot wait for that. We start with breaking news today, though. Browns, we're here early.
Yeah.
Elle and Kevin on a very busy day. Much more ahead as the baseball trade deadline fast approaches.
But we got one NFL team getting hit with a big penalty. Kevin, why Roger Goodell called the Dolphins' transgressions unprecedented. But with about 5 minutes and some change until MLB's trade deadline, we're going to get it back to Ravi and the Baseball Tonight crew to close things out. On that, we're going to bring in our senior NFL insider, Adam Schefter. Shefty, what message is the league sending to the rest of the league while levying these punishments against Stephen Ross and the Dolphins?
Well, Elle, if anybody penalties, particularly of this magnitude that involve this much tampering as the league accused the Dolphins of doing with Tom Brady dating back to when he was in New England and Tampa, and Sean Payton while he was in New Orleans, all players, coaches under contract, the Dolphins are paying a stiff price today.
It's so funny, too, though, Shefty, because you say that, and we heard Goodell say unprecedented. If you look at Stephen Ross's comments, he seems to think that he's been vindicated. He seems to think that this is a win. Stephen Ross will also be suspended from the team through October 17th, Miami's first 6 games of the season. Stay right there, Shefty, because we've got much more. Kevin? It's the end of a brief, albeit wildly successful era in D.C. as Juan Soto, the 23-year-old with an eye-popping resume, is officially a Padre, traded to San Diego after reported rebuking of $440 million to stick around. And while Soto trades coast, Marley Rivera reflects on his time in the nation's capital and how the face of the franchise became the one that got away. In a Russian court today in her drug possession trial, she sat in a metal cage as both sides presented expert testimony on the cannabis oil that was found in her luggage in the Moscow airport in February. You'll remember that the United States has categorized Griner as wrongfully detained, but diplomatic efforts to free her have so far failed as the trial plays out. It certainly is. You hear Rizzo speaking there to the Nationals fans as we check in right now with MLB reporter Marley Rivera, who's joining us from Nats Park ahead of their tilt with the Mets. What's the reaction that you're hearing, Marley? Juan Soto, now a Padre.
Elle, I think that Mike Rizzo summarized it perfectly.
Well,
right?
yeah, it's an unknown commodity versus the one that you've already known, one that has proved to be a generational talent, certainly a difficult day. On any other day, the biggest storyline ahead of this matchup would be the season debut of Jacob deGrom, right? He's been out with a stress reaction in his right shoulder blade. Marley, what is he saying about tonight's start?
Well, it was perfect because actually, as I was about to come on, Jacob deGrom went behind.
Nearly 400 days since we've seen deGrom make a start for the Mets, hoping that he can pick up right where Max Scherzer left off and get a little something from his new teammate. Marley Rivera joining us there ahead of a big one.
Ravi had a lot of fun with us. I mean, the SportsCenter anchors being happy and all. But I got to tell you, this is great for baseball with all the trades and all these teams trying to get spots.
I thought you were saying it's great for baseball that our two teams got
No.
the
Bunch of
sport
fan
needed
base.
this.